Okay, here is a tutorial on how to create training data using Braintown. So, I've downloaded Braintown over here. I'm going to right-click on the folder, add to path, and hit select folders and subfolders. I'm working in MATLAB 2018A, by the way, so your results might vary if you're using different versions. If you're using older versions, some of the commands might not work. I'm going to type in Braintown. It's going to load up my software since I loaded it into the path. And once everything's done, I'm going to hit File, Open, Images, and I'm going to open this one image over here. This image just has one dendritic spine in it, and you could see that it has 6 total frames over here. So if we look through them, we see that this is just a Z-stack. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to analyze this as a maximum projection, but what you could do is label each one of these frames. I don't think it's particularly worth it in this case, so I'm going to do 3D analysis, project maximum, and now you can see I only have one frame here. Alright, so I can go forward, back, it won't go anywhere. So I'm going to hit calculation, custom segmentation, and here I'm going to put in the scale of my image. I know that the scale is 15 pixels per micron. I need this for the training data later on. Once I enter this number, I'm just going to hit X, and I'm going to click on machine learning and spine selection tool. So here, I'll keep this separate so it's easier to see. I'm going to click Select Spines. I'm going to select my spine, and I'm going to hit Create Bounding Boxes and Show Bounding Boxes. So this is the data that's going to be saved. It's going to be this big box around a spine. If I think this big box is too big, let's say it captures way too much information, this is not how I want to be labeling spines. I could change the size of the box by changing this training box size. I'm going to change it to 30 instead of 50, so this value is in pixels. Once again, I'm going to hit Create Bounding Boxes, and the box got smaller, so this is nicer. If I want to label more spines in this image, let's say if there were more spines, I would click in more different places. I could once again hit Create Bounding Boxes, and the bounding boxes would automatically be created. If I realized I made a mistake, I can click on the centers of all of these again to remove them, and I hit Create Bounding Boxes, and once again everything's back to normal. So if I want to save my state, save my data so I could load it back up into this program, I could hit File, Save Data instead of Images, and I'm going to save this as testboxes.mat. That'll be fine. So if later, if I close MATLAB and want to get back to my progress of labeling data, I can go to load data, and I would load that testboxes.mat file. Once I am done labeling spines, all I need to do is, in the spine selection tool, hit File and Export for YOLO v3. And here I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call it Test Data Export, and I'm going to hit Select Folder. It saved my image, and it tells me it's done. So I'm just going to check exactly what that gave me. So here's the folder that I created. In it we have images, and it's just one image over here. It corresponds to this image here. We have image info, and it's the link to the image, and then it says scale 15, that's 15 pixels per micron, and under train we'll have once again the link to this image, and these are the dimensions of the bounding box. The 0 at the end signifies the category of the thing, which is always just going to be 0 for now. Since we only have one image labeled under validation, there's nothing right now, but if you had, let's say, 10 things labeled, then there would be about 7 things in here and 3 things in here. And that is all. So once we have this data, we can load it up with SpineYolo.